can probably make it. We can custom laser cut and engrave on nearly all material. Great for one-of-a-kind gifts, home decor, business and specialty items, or personalized and logoed designs created just for you or your company. Allow us to become your go-to gift and specialty project partner. Romika Designs can help make your ideas a reality. We're ready to help you design and create that special gift for any occasion or engrave your personal or business logo on just about any product. View our designs at romikadesigns.com or simply email us with your ideas. We specialize in custom design and would be honored to have the opportunity to discuss it with you. Call us at 817-400-4040, email info@romikadesigns.com, or visit us on the web at romikadesigns.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
The voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Good afternoon. Good Friday. Good Friday. Welcome to MYFA Live. After the whistle, we have got, as you can tell, some special guests in the studio. And I would say I won't give away the surprise, but I'm pretty sure the orange and the white and the black give away who is here today. But before we get to there, if you guys give me just a minute, I'm going to take care of some 7-on-7, some house cleaning stuff, some updates that have come out, and then we're going to introduce our guests today. Thank you guys for joining us. If you are watching online right now, please drop an L for live. If you happen to be watching it later, drop an R for a replay. If you have comments, please post them. And we had a great interactive show last week, and that's what this is all about. And today you're going to get a little taste of what the fall is going to be like, and that's why a team is here. The Granbury Pirates are supposed to be here, but with it being Easter weekend, they had some scheduling conflicts that have come up. We'll pick back up with them. So a couple of things for 7-on-7. For you parents, this was passed out to the coaches this week. Just kind of want to make you aware of kind of what's going on as we are making a rapid push toward the playoffs. Super excited about 7-on-7. Honestly, guys, I can't believe how fast it's gone. Right. I mean, it's like, I feels like we just kind of started practicing and that we just had, winter and stuff. And now we're already talking about it's Easter this weekend and the playoffs and things of that nature. So tonight you're going to see some things start ramping up with the officiating tonight. That's kind of the premise of the email. For the sake of time, I mean, there's Rob sent out. And by the way, happy belated birthday to our president of MYFA, Mr. Rob Houchin. He turned a ripe 75. No, I'm just kidding. I won't say how old he turned, but happy birthday, Rob. Thank you for your leadership here. So let's get to this. First thing is, we want to make sure that the correct players are checking with the officials when they line up on the line of scrimmage. This is probably a big issue for a lot of you teams that are maybe new at 7-on-7. You do have to be lined up properly. That is going to be monitored, or it's supposed to be monitored more tonight. As we get closer to the playoffs, you're going to start seeing the penalties for if people are covered up or if they're uncovered, if you don't have someone on the line and someone off the line. So I know you coaches probably have some great formations. Maybe you got them off of the Madden 22 video game, but make sure that they work, right? Already got him laughing. We're already starting early, but make sure that that your guys are lined up right. And it's really easy. Got two coaches here. They'll tell you all you got to do is check with the official, right? Yep, just point over at that official. He's going to tell you where you need to be. So when your kids are breaking that huddle tonight, have them point over at the official on both sides. Make sure that they're lined up. Secondly, the 40-second play clock, begins at the moment the previous play ends. So at this point in time, there's been, I know, a lot of confusion in some of the upper grade levels of, when does this start? Guys, we only get about 35 minutes of straight playing time. There's no timeouts. We want to get everybody in. And so this is a running clock. So as soon as that reception is made, the ball's knocked down, interception is made, whatever the case may be, that 40 seconds is starting on the the play clock. Your team has 40 seconds to get the play off. If a team is unable to, the full 5 yards is marked off for delay a game or any other penalties that the offensive teams, they could lose that down. The third thing, now I have seen this a lot, and for us coaches, this could be a little difficult. But once the ball is snapped, the coaches are not supposed to talk.
Okay.
Now I know I'll just speak for myself as a Madden video game player, man. I'm like, oh man, I'd hit X right here. But the reality of it is, let the kids play, right? So you coaches, they're going to be monitoring that a little bit tonight, a little bit harder as we get ready for the playoffs, right? This is supposed to be kids on kids, not coach on kids on defense. So when that ball is snapped, let that quarterback make the decision. And honestly, you know, we'll talk about this in just a few minutes here with our guests, but that's part of development, right? I mean, that's part of developing the young athlete. You know, all of our time has come and passed, and obviously we didn't make it to the NFL, so let's give them their chance to get there and to develop. The other one, I've seen this happen in the upper grade levels: excessive celebration or a taunting penalty. Guys, you know, MYFA, we are a big family. Absolutely celebrate the big plays, both offensive and defensively, but also remember, it's a simple golden rule. You know, do unto others, you have them do unto you. Respect people on both sides of the ball. And then lastly, defensive players, they can't jam or initiate contact at the line of scrimmage or downfield. I know this has been happening a lot. And you know, it's one of those things I'm really going to monitor tonight. Coming off the line, not supposed to be able to use your hands and jam and go downfield. So, with that being said, there is my MYFA up to date for all of our parents. And once again, what's up, RJ? RJ on, Josh Blake is on. I know we've got several folks that are jumping on. If you are on today, I am about to introduce our guests. I purposely waited just a minute to get more folks on, but in house today, I will eat my prediction. I have wore my Burleson hat today. Yes. There was a picture just taken, and this picture will go down in the Hall of Fame somewhere of a Burleson guy with 5 Alito people. No, it's a great picture. Honestly, we've had some good conversations. But in-house today is the Alito Cooper 4th grade 7-on-7 team. Hats off to you guys. Okay, I picked against you guys last week, and you know when Granbury backed out, my first thought was, you know what? I got to eat my words. I got to have them in house. And so I reached out to Coach Cooper, and I appreciate you being here on a short notice. But absolutely, take a second, please. Introduce who we have here, our special guest of honor here. We'll start with here, my right, work our way around. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Mike Cooper. I've been coaching in Alito now ever since 1st grade tackle. So this is the 2nd year 7-on-7 that we've done, and 4th year coaching together. And go ahead.
Yeah, my name's Keith Weaver. Grateful to coach with Mike. He's my best friend. We've been doing this for a while, and seem to get better, a little bit better every year. We learn a lot from our mistakes, and it's been a really good haul.
Now, you guys friends? Were you friends outside of football before football started, or did football bring you guys together?
No, actually, baseball ended up bringing us together. Yeah. So these young kids over here, they ended up on a 6U T-ball all-star team together, and I was coaching that, and that's how I met their family and we didn't never play against them in flag, but I knew the family, and so in his high intensity, keeping the kids up, all the kids love him. I knew I wanted to have him as my assistant coach when we started in tackle for that very reason, not to discount anything that he knows on knowledge or what, but just that individual piece alone, keeping the kids up. And plus, he's super smart when it comes to football, so it's just a bonus.
Important. Now, I'm glad to have you guys here, but let's get to the superstars.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Kason Weaver, number 24, and I play linebacker and wide receiver.
Kason Weaver, number 24. Next.
My name's Cannon Weaver. I play QB, and I play linebacker also.
What's your number?
3.
Number 3. And if you guys cannot tell on the camera right now, we've got twins in the house. Yes. I won't ask if you guys have jersey swap. No, I'm actually Coach Cooper said he's actually had to like put a bell or something around him to know. And our next guest.
My name is Max Cooper, and my number is number 10. And
I'm a safety and a wide receiver.
So say your name one more time. It cut out again. I could hear it cut out. So
My name is Mox Cooper.
we have to make sure everybody knows you, man, when they're coming to ask for autographs tonight. All right. So we got Mox Cooper in number 10. So, guys, last week I made my predictions. And just for our listening audience, I actually did pretty well on my predictions last week in all the grade levels. I wrote them down. I went 1-1, 2-0, 1-1, 1-0. Fifth grade, of course, I'm always going to pick my Burleson teams that I coach, but I went 0-2 in fifth grade, and I'll have predictions today. And I went 1-1 in fourth grade. But I had you guys pegged as the game of the week, and it did not disappoint.
No, it was a great one.
So I want to start with this. Is it safe to say that the Burleson Barrett team is y'all's biggest rival? Is it safe to say that?
Oh, absolutely. In 7-on-7, of course, we hadn't played Hightower and Alito yet. We played them tonight. They got some really good athletes on their side of the ball too. So expect a good competitive game with them as well. But Barrett obviously is. We went back and forth last year. I think we beat them all 3 or 4 times that we played them in the regular season, and then we ended up playing them in the championship, and we were able to win that as well. So they're there with us every year, no matter what we do.
And it's an awesome rivalry. So let me ask you guys, talk to me about the game last week, because let me tell you what I heard. I heard Burleson got up, and they were up with about roughly 5 minutes left in the game.
Correct.
So start me from the game, from start to finish. Tell me how the game started. Who wants to start me off? How did the game start? There's a turnover, right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about it. Tell me what happened.
So it started. There was a turnover.
Interception.
Yep.
Interception happened. So, Coach, walk me through with the at the beginning of the game. Obviously, emotions are high in games like this, right? I mean, the kids are pumped up. They're jacked up. They're ready to go. What was it like with your team coming out at the beginning of that game? And obviously, a turnover happens right away.
Yep.
I mean, that's sometimes that's hard to recover from.
Before the turnover, we had a couple drops, which is very uncharacteristic for the 2 little kids that dropped the ball. But ended up turning over on downs on that first possession. We were able to hold Barrett and his team on their first possession, and then we come out and second pass we threw a pick, and just was they good coverage. We kind of baited them, and they baited us. It ended up so they picked it off, went down, scored a touchdown, so they jumped up 9-0. We got the ball back.
So before you go into that, so Coach Weaver, Coach talked really highly about you keeping the kids motivated and positive. I can just tell you from my end of a coach, you get down 9-0 real quick against a rival, against a team that is good. Look, these are young athletes. What are you telling? What are you telling the guys on the sideline? What are you telling them at that moment to make sure? I mean, there's still 30 minutes of game time left, right? But that game could real easily have been over at that point if they get down on themselves.
Yeah, I think a lot of that preparation comes well before the game.
Okay.
Right? We had practice on Wednesday, and I specifically asked Coach Cooper if I could have some time with the boys. We've been playing 7-on-7 now for a pretty good while. There's another league that we were playing in, and when you play for that long, sometimes it gets a little slow. So I set them down, let them know, hey guys, it's time to hit the reset button. When we're going against our top rival this week, and no matter what happens, we've got the entire game to play. So yeah, they were down a little bit, and internally you got to keep them positive.
There you go.
Right?
And
there's a whole lot of football to play.
Yeah, and so Caden, you're the quarterback, right?
One of them.
Yes. One of the quarterbacks.
Yep.
So did you throw the interception, or was it you threw it? So what did you feel like when you throw it? Were you good? Did you just shake it off?
Kind of.
That's the honesty I love right there.
Yeah.
I love it. So, Coach, walk me through after the interception. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, interception. So they got the ball, drove down, scored a touchdown on probably 5 or 6 plays. So we ended up being down 9-0. Come back, we were able to get the ball back, go down, score a touchdown, and made it 9-7. They got the ball, went down, scored a touchdown. And then we were down by a touchdown and an interception there. And so we were like, okay, let's try to force something here. And we ended up throwing another pick. So they were able to pick us off, and we held them. And actually 3 plays, and we knew we had to get an interception because Andy was doing a good job of burning the clock. And we were able to get the interception on 3rd down, which set up the game-winning.
So who got the interception on 3rd down? My man. All right. How did that feel?
It felt really good. Like I felt like we were gonna come back and win this game.
You know,
Yeah.
the emotions of sports with young athletes and even older athletes. I mean, it really, in my opinion, helps shape their character, and
absolutely.
that's a cool feeling to have, man. And I'm sure, Coach was proud of you. I'm sure Dad was proud of you, and all the coaches were, man. But that's big time, right? I mean, that's when you need to make a play, and I don't care at what level that you're playing at. When you step up and make that play, that's big time. I mean, that prepares you for, don't know if you boys are going to play junior high and high school, but it prepares you for that. So you make the pick.
Yep, make the pick. Sets up going down through Justin threw a good pass on the sideline, get us down inside probably about the 15-yard line. And then that set up the corner route to Zatujan that one of the kids that had a drop earlier come back, made a huge play for us.
Huge play.
And Dove caught it. Good throw all the way around. Just a good football play from those boys. And set up Barrett. And then obviously you talked the week or the night before or the day of actually about penalties involving the fans and stuff like that. And we actually had a brother of one of the players who's a sophomore football player and everything. He knows better, but just got excited, got caught up in the moment. Ran onto the field, congratulating the kid that caught the ball because it was just a dang good catch. And we ended up getting a 15-yard penalty. So set up Barrett at the 25 with 2 minutes left, right? So our back's against the wall, and he's got enough time to make some good plays. And the defense held, and Braden Martin, one of the other safeties, he made a good play to end the ball game. So he picked it off.
Man, fantastic. And just for you parents that are listening tonight and going out to these games, because we do have a great slate of games, and we'll talk about that here in a few minutes when we come back. That penalty could have cost you guys, right? And I think it's awesome, celebration and being there and things of that nature. But the reality of it is that with sports comes emotions. And I think one of the biggest lessons that sports teaches is try to control those, right? Just when do you get just enough where it's like, yes, yes, yes. And then you bring that back now and you're ready to focus on another play. So let me ask you guys as coaches, right? 7-on-7. How important is 7-on-7 when you translate it over to tackle, right? I mean, it's look, I love 7-on-7 because, man, the ball's up in the air, points are scoring, right? You guys like 7-on-7, right? I mean,
yes, sir, we do.
It's points are flying, and it's really cool. It's the kids have, if I'm being honest, a lot of the kids that may be a little fearful of getting hit and tackle, that's out the window, and you really get to start to see their athleticism. But tell me how that helps you guys. Particularly on y'all's team to get ready for the fall, or is it just we want them out there to condition and it has no effect on us on the fall?
No, it's a major effect on us. Quarterback development, it's obviously a big part of that. Getting reps, receivers getting reps in practice, defense, linebackers flowing back and forth with each other, especially if you're running the zone, knowing when to hand them off, stuff like that. Safeties, knowing when to pedal, turn your hips, the whole 9 yards. It's total beneficial for going into last year, I wasn't a 7-on-7 guy, right? I was like, man, it's just, let's go play. The kids want to do it. Let's go see what it's about, but after me and him kind of sat down whenever we went into fall, and it's like, hey, this really helped our kids, in 7-on-7 this past year. Quarterback development, staying in shape, obviously. I mean, these kids are doing a whole bunch of stuff, but it helped tremendously.
That's awesome. And if you're just joining us, we have the fourth grade undefeated Lido Cooper team in-house today after a huge win in what I had pegged as the game of the week. And if you're watching, please, if you have some questions or comments, don't be afraid, put them down. We want to hear from you. And talking a little 7-on-7 football, we'll get into some predictions and stuff tonight. But let me turn to you guys. I'll start here with my man Mox. What is your favorite part of 7-on-7?
Just getting to know everybody on my team and playing ball with them and seeing what they like to do. And like, it's just really fun to play with each other, like coming together and playing as a good team.
That's awesome. Now, do you guys all go to school together, or so different schools, right?
So in Alito, we got 5 different elementary schools. These 2 guys go to another one. We go to Walsh. So there's Mox has like several of the tackle kids. There's probably 7 or 8 kids that play tackle that actually go to that school. And then at McCall, it's a little bit more, or y'all's new Netta.
Netta.
Yeah, so they got quite a few kids that play football over there too. So yeah.
What's your favorite part of 7-on-7?
Hanging out with my friends and passing the ball a lot.
Yep. Yeah, everybody loves to pass the ball, man. What's your favorite part?
Scoring touchdowns and bonding with my friends.
Oh, man. Here's what I love about their answers. Every one of them talked about their friends.
Yeah.
And, we were, since I get to host the show, I get to talk about what I want to. But, as a guy that we were talking a little bit about Christianity before the show started, and even Coach led us in a brief prayer, which was appreciated. I think sometimes in youth sports that gets lost a little bit. And, I have watched parents and coaches that, get so caught up in chasing a ring, and look, everybody wants to win, right? But they maybe sometimes forget that what these 3 young men just said is what it's all about. And I think that's cool. And that tells me that they are getting good coaching. They are getting good mentorship, right? Would they have had a wrong answer? Probably not. I mean, they could say, no, man, I'm here to win a ring, be undefeated. And you know what? Hey, awesome. That's great. But the reality of it is you can tell that bonding is taking place. And, our world would be probably a lot better place if people remembered what it was like to be in youth sports. And, maybe you do or don't go to the school with the same person. Maybe you guys are the same. And so, I appreciate you guys' honesty on that. And that tells me that your character development is awesome. And, I, as a person, my son plays youth sports. That's one of the things that I want to leave a mark on as a coach. I've said this many times that when they leave, look, I'd love to have one day someone go play the NFL that played for me. But the reality of it is that's not what I'm in coaching for. Yeah. What I'm in coaching is they become a better member of society. And when people look back, they can build some foundations that they've had with us as coaches and say, you know what? I remember what it was like being down 9-0 and, needing to make a play. And I remember feeling that way. I remember what I was told in practice, from coach about, when it's just them and their thoughts. And so hats off to you guys on that. And so my next question for you guys is this: how is tackle football looking? I want to say I read somewhere that you guys have been open for registration for a little bit now.
Yeah, I believe we opened at April the 1st, like everybody else, kind of.
And I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm sure you guys got a slew of people, but how are numbers looking for tackle this year?
Numbers are great.
That's awesome.
So, I'll start with cheer. So with cheer, which is a big part of our program, obviously, is 175 enrolled so far.
Wow. I got to say this on cheer. So when the Alito board came in, the coolest thing I ever seen, and you guys are so lucky. And I'd say this about our cheer board. Football players, one of the things we do in our town is usually every week before the game day, the cheerleaders have a cheer, and usually it's Thursday nights at Burleson. We'll bring the cheer team over. We'll stop practice. They'll do their routine and stuff, and it's so cool because, like, I know our cheer director and assistant cheer director, they put in a lot of work. But with Alito, dude, those letter jackets last year, I don't know what team it was or if it was multiple teams. That was the bomb. I'm sitting up there going, what in the world, man? So it was awesome. And so I think that's cool. But, man, 175 cheer already.
175 cheer, and we still got several weeks left to register.
What do we got in football right now?
294.
Wow.
Yeah, 294 right now, and it's pretty healthy, and that doesn't even account for flag, which is 77 right now.
Wow. Y'all gonna push 500 players? Or are y'all gonna have to cut it off?
No, it's no cutoffs really that I'm aware of. But I think we were obviously at 3 teams in every single age group last year, and I think there'll be probably 3 to 4 of those age groups that you're looking at 4.
Gotcha. So I do want to ask a little bit of a controversial question, if you guys are good with that, right? There has been a lot of talk, and it was really heavy in the early stages of the MYFA, and we got about 3 minutes for the break, so I don't want to go down rabbit holes here, but I want to give you guys a chance to talk about it. there's a lot of talk that age versus grade and all that stuff, but age plays a big competitive difference. I would like to know your feeling on that. It's one of the things I'm asking coaches about.
Yep.
Do you feel, and I've heard all kinds of stuff, so I'm not going to try to get into the numbers, but essentially MYFA is a grade pure thing. But because we're grade pure, you could have, I'll take sixth grade, 11, 12, and maybe even a 13-year-old or two that are in the sixth grade, depending on when parents started kids at school. Do you feel there's a competitive advantage of older kids?
They're in Aledo and in several other towns, there's older kids that, are on the bottom end, I would say. And then there's some kids that are on the top end. Aledo, so UIL is age pure.
Sure.
So it may not be the birthdays that some people want, but it is an age pure and it trickles down from there. So these kids, they need to play, in my opinion, they need to play with whoever they're going to be in junior high with. They need to play whoever they're going to be in high school with. It's just, is it a competitive advantage? I mean, in our case, in our grade, like I didn't have a single player overweight on our entire tackle football team.
Sure.
And to me, that would be where a competitive advantage would come in if you had some of these bigger boys, just pushing over some younger kids and stuff like that.
And I've given my opinion on this a lot. I think the competitive advantage of age definitely comes in older versus younger. The older you get, the more mentally they're in the game. I can tell you, I've seen it. We have two young men that are playing up right now, and you can tell the difference of them playing against going into sixth graders versus them going into fifth grade. And technically they would be in the right age bracket to play up. I don't necessarily see it at a younger. Now if you got first graders playing, pre-K and flag, I think but the reality of it is I don't really see it in the younger. And so, on that issue, I always, and I know Aledo's been a hot topic about it, and that's why I wanted to give you a chance to address that there. And, my thing is this: right now, MYFA is what it is. And so go win with what it is. Yeah. That's my feeling on it right now. Right. And when it changes, go win. If it changes, if it doesn't change, that's what we all signed up to play, and let's go do it. And so,
that's good,
it's one of those type of things that, excited about what's coming. This season in tackle is going to be super, super explosive. So we're about to go to a break. You guys want to, we'll stick around and talk a little bit of 7-on-7, make some predictions with me after we get back from the break.
Sure.
We've got major games tonight, including you guys. Y'all don't have an easy road tonight. There's no nights off tonight for Aledo Cooper. You guys got a big game coming up. 8 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
8 o'clock tonight. We got a big game. We'll talk about that here when we get back from the break. Appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to take a quick break. This is MYFA Live After the Whistle. We will be back.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Out of deck carpet giving you the blues? Tired of your old dingy and broken tile? Let my friends at the Floor Store in Cleveland, Texas give your home the makeover it deserves. This is Old Taco Joe coming to you for the Floor Store. Whether it's carpet, tile, wood flooring, or real wood laminate, the Floor Store can cover all of your flooring needs. Located at 405 West Henderson Street in Cleveland, Texas, owner Brent Harris can help. Shower tile, tub surrounds, even backsplashes. Give them a call today at 817-641-9444. The Floor Store. They got you covered.
When you're hungry for tender brisket or some delicious homemade cobbler, then look no further than Leach Brothers Barbecue, located at 1106 East Henderson, Cleveland, Texas. Leach Brothers has been family-owned and operated since 1950. Take it from me, Taco Joe Orwinski. Todd and his family have been filling my belly breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a long time. Heck, I even have my own booth, open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come see them for dine-in, carry-out, and all your catering needs.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
All right, we are back. If you're watching on camera, you can tell the guests come back. I told y'all it was fast. It was quick. Real quick, guys, when you get settled in, let me take care of some house cleaning business here. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is on the live 365 TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available also for free on your Android and Apple devices. Just simply search in your store and download it. And make sure you do that, man. Get on here so you can stay up to date. This episode and more is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-TEXT-HAIL. It's 844-839-4245. And it's also brought to you by Versus Sports Apparel. You can reach them for uniform needs or shirt needs or store needs or anything like that for player gear at 817-308-6064. So if you're just joining us, first off, where you been, man? It's Friday. Y'all should be off by now. But make sure you drop an L in the comments. If you have some questions, we have special guests in house. Alito Cooper, fourth grade team, after an awesome comeback win on Friday night. And if you just missed our last segment, talking here with coaches and the players, and Coach Cooper is kind of talking about a little bit on the age and grade pure and what it does. And Coach, before we move on to the games and stuff, what is it about Alito, here in North Texas for sure, but maybe all of Texas? I mean, Alito is Alito, right? I mean, from one level to the top, from younger, they're expected to win. What is the makeup that causes that?
First it starts with the parents willing to put in the time and effort with their kids from a very young age. When I moved to Alito, first experience was 5U T-ball, and I heard people getting their sons professional hitting lessons, and I'm like, you guys are nuts, spending $60-$70 for 30 minutes for a 5-year-old. And I quickly learned, being there when the season was over, that if you wasn't getting involved in that, then you were falling behind.
Yeah.
And parents do a good job of doing that. And then another thing that just makes Alito super great is the kids going to school together, going to churches together. They play on multiple sports. Like, all these boys are on the same baseball team here. We have another baseball team that's a part of our 7-on-7, and just the camaraderie that they have when they get together is something that's just truly special. They hold each other accountable. The bond that they got. I mean, the twins are great about knowing where each other are going to be, but now you throw another 11 kids or 10 kids into that mix, and they've been playing with each other now for quite a while.
It's awesome.
So they know each other's ins and outs. They know how to pick each other up.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So that's a big part of it.
Man, that's awesome. And for you guys, are y'all involved in sports all year round? I mean, is it what all sports you play? We'll start here. What do you play?
I play football, baseball, and basketball.
Football, baseball, and basketball. How about you?
Football, baseball, basketball.
Football, baseball, basketball. I assume the same with you?
Yes, sir.
So this is what I found crazy about youth sports. For the sake of time, I won't go through it, but I've told my story. My wife was not keen on my son playing football. My stepfather actually played, had a couple of tryouts with the Los Angeles Rams, with St. Louis Rams. So football was in me, right? He was been part of my life for a long time. Told that story last week. And, I wanted my son to play. He wanted to play. My wife is a nurse practitioner, smartest person I know. She's about to get her doctorate. And she's like, nope. And we were at academy, and I tell people this, and my son Preston and I were over here, and she was over here shopping. I'm like, dude, they're signing up for football. Do you want to play? And he's like, yeah. And so we went over there and signed up real quick. And now I will tell you this: my wife is straight up football mom now. Knock his head off, type situation. But I'll tell you, Coach, you just said it about them being together all the time and the private lessons. I've got my son. He trains. He started this a little bit last year with offensive lineman. My son's a lineman, a center. He absolutely has taken to playing center, which is really cool because that's what I played, and that is what his grandfather played. My stepdad, who I call dad, and he loves it. And honestly, kid can snap a football, doesn't miss shotgun snaps, and I have him training with Coach Charlie from SMU and who played there, and I was with you the same way. I'm like, okay, wait a second. So you're telling me that it's not just sign up and play football for 9 weeks and you're done. And now it's turned into year round. And my wife just told me yesterday, she's like, okay, well, here's the camps we got. We've got the TCU camp, the Cowboy camp. He's signed up to an agility and training in Crowley. And I'm going, what in the world?
That's the big thing, with people moving into Aledo now, especially they got younger kids that are about to start school. They don't realize the amount of work that these kids put in at a very young age.
Yeah.
And it's real eye-opening to a bunch of them. They're like, oh man, y'all, my wife coaches a 5U T-ball team with my 4-year-old and they put games at 7:30, 7:45 at night in Aledo because we have 118 teams that we've got to play over there. And they're like, that's past our bedtime. I'm like, no, you moved to Aledo. It's time to stop.
Bedtime goes later. Yeah. And it's Coach, you talk about that. And like I said, that is why athletes, in my opinion, are far surpassing anything that we've ever seen in sports in a lifetime. And I said this last week when we were talking. I'm watching quarterbacks even as low as some are in the 4th grade level that can stand on the 40-yard line and drop it in the end zone.
Yep.
Right. And I remember growing up, if you got someone that threw the ball 65, maybe 68 yards, you're like, yeah. And these guys are throwing 40, 45, maybe even 50 yards in up 4th, 5th, 6th grade. And that's nuts. Yeah.
Just the availability of stuff for them to go get involved in and learn. Jonathan Gray has 8-week deal that he does in the summer. Jermichael Finley, his Elevate U is going on all the time.
Yeah.
It's another avenue. Bishops have a lot of stuff that they do within Aledo too, and that's not counting anything like QB Ranch and stuff like that. It's a big deal.
And one of the things that I want to share with that, so you're perfect segue. You didn't even know it, so you should be on the radio all the time. There is something special coming for you folks at MYFA, so listen up. So I know 7-on-7 is pretty much a skill position type thing. MYFA is in the process of creating, and we think, I say we like I'm doing anything about it. I'm helping a little bit. They think it's going to get off this year, but it is a special competition for all the linemen in MYFA.
Wow.
It's going to be things like tug of war, shot put, it'll be, a couple of week type thing, and then go out on the field. And obviously if you're not a lineman, you can participate, but on 7-on-7, 35-minute games, you only really have 5 people that are out there, 6 people on offense, because you got the center and stuff. You can't carry a full team. And some of our lineman kids want to play. I'm sure you guys have that too. And this is going to be something to get those guys engaged. Also be engaged with the coaches. And man, we're talking about, tug of war and, how fun would that be? You got a Aledo Burleson tug of war going on, man. That would be so cool and stuff like that. And I'm hoping I texted our fearless leader. I was like, hey man, I want to talk about this today. And he's like, all right, you can go ahead and mention it. So it's not completely ready yet. They're hoping we could get something launched for right after 7-on-7. That's kind of when the time frame it's going to take place. Let 7-on-7 get done. Mm-hmm. We launch this right after it. Couple of week little thing, get to the summertime and get into fall. And so for you parents, be looking out for that. If you're not already following the MYFA Facebook page, you should be, so you get notification on this, but be following the page. And then, what I'm super excited about tackle, right now, talk to you guys, we're, before the show, we're averaging hundreds of views a week, but, we don't even have all of our MYFA teams that are really paying attention. I can only imagine what it's going to be like in tackle football season. It's going to be awesome for these kids. And so, I appreciate you sharing that about Aledo. But before we run out of time, we got to get to predictions.
Yeah.
We got to talk about some games tonight, right? We've got some good games, and I wrote my picks down before we came in. I also kind of wrote my standings down. So we're going to start with second grade. Guys, I told you guys before the show, anything, you guys have been around sports for a while, but I like going by the numbers. I'm kind of a little bit of a math guy, and so I do a lot of my stuff on the numbers. So here's what we have in second grade right now. The standings officially are Azle 6-0. And I talked a little bit about this Azle team last week. And I believe one of the parents jumped on and said I was right. I watched this Azle team play tackle last year, and it was one of the most feisty little teams I have ever seen. They weren't big. They weren't small. But, man, I mean, they were just like a bunch of bees.
Oh, yeah. I think if you remember when they were in flag, they were the team throwing it all over the place in flag.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They're just feisty. They're 6-0 right now. Points for is 118 and points against is 50. Followed by Aledo at 5-1. Points for is 140 and 32. And then Granbury Esminger 5-1, 102 points scored and 60 against. When I look at this division and I see it, Peaster's kind of hanging around there, but Peaster's 79 points scored, 75 points against. They're kind of a break. I really believe this is a 3-team race in this division. I've had a chance to see a little bit of it. Tonight we have Azle versus Peaster. So Peaster, if you're listening right now, you can do exactly what Aledo Cooper did, who is sitting here right now. You can absolutely change my mind, but the game in second grade tonight is Azle versus Peaster. And I've got Azle winning that game 22-14. I think they're going to stay undefeated. I do think I'm interested to see Azle and Aledo play. I actually believe they played last week and Azle won that game, but I'm interested to see them play again. But right now I've got Azle kind of starting to wrap this thing up and start to see the separation happen on there. Granbury, I'm not counting you out, so don't send me hate mail. Okay. I'm not counting you out, but I think Azle is the cream of the crop of that. They're going to win 22-14 tonight against Peaster. Any thoughts on that?
No, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. I like this guy. Great co-host right here. Great co-host. All right, third grade. We've got a log jam in third grade. Yeah. So we've got Brock Elliott, who's 6-0, and then we have 4 teams at 5-1 and one team at 4-2. Brock Elliott scored 196 points for, 24 points against. That's 172 point difference. I mean, that's crazy, solid, right? Yeah. Aledo Scott, though, right there at 5-1, and 152 points scored and 45 against. That's 107 point differential. Yeah. And then Aledo Davis, 178 points for, 77 against, 101. And then, of course, you have Aledo Hightower. Now, is this the same Aledo Hightower for?
This should be a misprint. So
okay,
Aledo Hightower should only be in.
So maybe this is the Aledo Hansen team. So thanks, Rob.
Probably correct. Yeah,
I appreciate that, Rob. Let me just make a note on that there. No, actually, I don't know if it's Rob or Monica. Monica, if it's you, killing me, Smalls. All right, so tonight's game, we've got Aledo Davis versus the Aledo Hansen team. Both of them are 5-1. You guys know these coaches?
A little bit. I know a few of the kids and a few of the families that are on a couple of those teams. I would. It's going to be a good ball game.
You don't want to predict, do you?
Well, no.
He thought about it there for a second.
He thought about it. I've seen the look. He was like,
It'll be Davis. It'll be Davis.
You got Aledo Davis on there. Yeah. I do too. I have Aledo Davis. I have it a close game.
Yeah, it'll be close. It'll probably be within 7 or 9.
I got it 27-22, Aledo Davis winning. Yeah. I believe Brock is still the cream of the crop of this third grade division. They are that Brock Elliott team is a really good team. I don't know, and so Brock parents, don't hate me. You can make a comment. Nobody's really making comments today, but you guys can make a comment if you want to. I don't know if Brock combined to one good team and one team that's like an A and a B style team, because they have another team in there that's 2-4, and their point differential is -51. But that Brock Elliott team's a good team, and they're probably going to be pretty good in the fall too. for that third grade division. But tonight it's going to be a good one. And by the way, that game, so let's see, we're looking at third grade. So third grade looks like that they are playing at All Saints tonight. And so All Saints has a really good set of games on there. So let's get to the grade. Fourth grade. Dun, dun, dun. We've got two really good games, and I believe, Coach, you said you guys are going to get over there tonight. But I believe the first game in fourth grade, also at All Saints. I mean, All Saints is kind of the place to be tonight. I'm kind of sad I'm at Crowley. I'm going to miss all the fun, right? So let's talk about the fourth grade standings. You guys want to tell me who's on top?
Us.
Yeah. So we got Alito Cooper on top, 171 points for. Did you guys know y'all scored 171 points?
No, sir, we
That
didn't.
is crazy. You've given up 52 for a point differential of 119. I mean, y'all play offense and defense. That's that's what you want, right, Coach?
Absolutely.
And obviously submitted yourself as first place. Second place right now is Burleson Barrett. They've scored 237 points and given up 32 with the 205 point differential. Then you have Alito Hightower, 5-1, 144 points scored, 23 points against with 121 point differential. Midlothian, I don't say this to slight you or Eaton Hatfield or Alito Chisholm, but fourth grade's a 3-team race right now. And if I'm a betting person, I think it's really a 2-team race, and I think you guys right now are the team to beat. But let's talk about it. First game of the night, Burleson Barrett versus Alito Hightower. I won't make you guys pick. I won't make you guys pick that. But I really believe Burleson Barrett's going to bounce back tonight. Obviously, I'm a Burleson guy. I think they win that game 24-17. Now, for you Alito Hightower parents that are listening, prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be rooting for the boys, but, Barrett's got athletes all over the field. And so you got to be able to match up with them. And if Hightower and them can do that, they'll be great, and
that's the thing. This game is also going to be emotional. Yes. I think it's going to be. I mean, it's a Alito Burleson rivalry. And it's going to be an emotional game. And I think if Alito can temper their emotions and if they could get a turnover early, I think if a turnover early happens for Alito, I really feel like that they can stay in the game. Now, I will tell you, just because I know Coach Kevin and I know Coach Andy on that team, and man, I know some of those players, they, like you guys, they don't like to lose, and I think they're coming out to show out a little bit tonight, and good for those guys. I hope they do, but I've got them winning that game 24-17, and then the second game of the night, you guys against Hightower.
Yep.
So let me ask you guys: do y'all know the kids that play? Do they know them pretty well?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So what is it like playing your friends in 7-on-7? What do you look forward to the most? I'll start right here.
You look forward to the most, like, whoever wins the game. You don't want to, like, I go to the same school as a couple of these kids.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to school and make them feel bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. So are you winning tonight?
I think we will.
You think you will?
So,
Okay.
And my experience, I like to help develop the kids that are playing tackle.
Gotcha.
And so getting a couple of those kids that last year I think we carried 13 or 14, and we just thought it was a little too much getting kids in and out playing time. So we dropped that down just a little bit, and we carried 3 quarterbacks last year as well. This year, just for getting reps and getting them in rhythm, it thought it'd be better to do the 2.
Sure.
And so that's really helped out, and it's really just a lot of like the Hightower team, a lot of his team is actually from their tackle.
Okay.
They even took some of the, the linemen, the tight ends, and put them on their 7-on-7, which is great for those
awesome.
kids, development for hands and stuff like that. And so they've done a really good job with that. And then Chisholm coming in, he may end up being the fourth coach that comes in for tackle this year. So it gives him a chance to learn the kids and seeing those guys play too.
And I love that there's parity. And if you guys, I don't know if we had a little hiccup here at the station or whatever the case may be. I heard something go in and out. So if you're just rejoining us, we're talking a little bit about 7-on-7, making our predictions tonight. And we're on the fourth grade. And so Cooper Hightower, I'm going to give you my score prediction. What do you think the score is going to be tonight?
I think it's going to be in the 20s.
How many touchdowns you guys win by?
2.
All right. I like it. What do you think the score is going to be tonight?
22-9.
22. Ooh, defense is going to shut them down. All right.
Yeah.
What do you think the score is going to be tonight?
Same as his.
22-9. Twins, I got to go the same.
Sticking together.
Do you coaches want to give out a score?
Oh no, we're
No. Okay.
Just looking
Just
forward to
wanna
a
get the
competitive
W,
football.
Just want to
game.
get to that. So
iron sharpens iron. over
iron
there.
sharpens iron. So, well, I get to give out a score. So I'm going to
Yeah,
give
get
out.
it.
I'm going to give out my score. So I think you guys take care of business tonight. I got you guys winning this game 35-10 tonight. I think y'all take care of business tonight. I think fourth grade really solidifies itself as the 2-horse race. I am holding out hope that Hightower. It would be great. All right, Burleson, don't kill me. It'd be great if an upset happened, right? And now we have a 3-team race.
No, absolutely.
But I feel like just from what I've seen in this division, it's a 2-team race in 7-on-7. That is absolutely taking nothing away from tackle because Hightower definitely has a good tackle team, and we'll get into the fall stuff going from there. But I think tonight, fourth grade, that division breaks down to its 2-team race, and I think we see that coming in tonight. Now, Hightower, listen,
He's got the athletes to do it. So
you guys
he
have
can do
good
it.
players.
Yep.
You can upset either one of these teams tonight, and I will be the first. I hope these guys are a living testament. I will be the first to come on air next Friday night and sing the praises of Hightower. And if I didn't already have guests scheduled and you guys upset them, I would have you on the show. But I feel like that this is where we're going to go with that. So 5th grade division. This is my division, and I promised myself I was going to be partial because it cost me 2 losses in the loss column last week on my picks, and I'm a competitive guy. I like to win, right? But I picked in the 5th grade division, and here is where I will tell you on the 5th grade division. If anyone has not got out to go see Stephenville play, they are unbelievable.
Wow.
They have a young man, I believe he's number 14, taller than I am, a redheaded kid, wears glasses. This guy will catch anything in his vicinity. Wow. And we had a play last week, and man, I couldn't even get mad. We were perfect coverage. Yeah. He jumps up, his hands in on the ball, and I mean, this young man just comes right over and just rips it right out from over him. Yeah. Their quarterback puts the ball. I mean, unbelievable. And I've learned Stephenville does not play Pee Wee football. Wow. They do not play tackle. So I was talking to their coach out there, and I'm like, man, coach, where are you guys playing at? You guys, we'd love to get you over at MYFA. You guys would do really well. He's like, well, Stephenville doesn't play Pee Wee tackle football. This is all we do. And I'm like, holy cow. Like, how does Stephenville, like Alito, football town, not play tackle football in Pee Wee? Yeah. And so I don't know if that's just a town discretion thing. And of course I was like, man, well, I get 4 exemption spots, maybe. Just kidding,
and
people.
I love redheads.
Just kidding, people. But I got to talk to his dad a little bit, and he would be way over the weight limit, but maybe we sweat him down a little bit or something like that, right? We get him in with your Michael Finley, get that dude down underneath the weight. But that is the cream of the crop of 5th grade right there. And man, they're a great and more than just him, they have several athletes that are really tall, really big, and it seems like every one of them can catch. Quarterback can throw. If you get a chance, go take a look at Stephenville. But they do have a good game tonight, and they're playing a 5-1 Eaton team. That Eaton team lost to the only other defeated team, Granbury team. The Granbury team zone, I watched that game, gave them a lot of trouble. Granbury kind of played this cover 2/cover 3 smoke style zone where they really gave Eaton a lot of trouble with that. But Eaton has a ton of athletes. a quarterback that when he is on looks really, 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 really good. I don't think this is much of a game tonight, though. I've got Stephenville winning at 42-20. They are that good of a football team. They really are. But I would not come back in here shocked next week if Eaton gives them a run for their money, because Eaton has really good athletes. But I think fifth grade, and this is nothing against, Coach Darren, love you. You're my guy. They're 6-0 right now. In the sixth grade division, the actual standings are fifth grade, are Stephenville are 6-0 with 213 points scored, only 34 points against, with 179 point differential. That's second highest in all of MYFA behind Coach Andy Barrett's team. In fourth grade, Granbury Rice has 183 points scored with 47 against. That Granbury team is a really good football team. They really are. They haven't played Stephenville yet, and I think that game will probably be next week. And then you have Eaton at 5-1. Then you have the rest of us 4-2 and 3-3 that are playoff teams. We play Crowley tonight. Obviously got to do a shameless plug for my group, and that's a big game for playoff seeding implications, because outside of the 1 through 7, there's a severe drop off for who makes the playoffs in fifth grade. And so the game against Crowley will be a very big game tonight for seeding and for standings and stuff. But I mean, really the game to watch if you're going to be in I believe they're playing in Crowley tonight. It's Stephenville versus Eaton. So sixth grade, this is my game of the week.
Yeah.
Right.
This is, this game here is crazy. Standings in sixth grade, we have the official standings in sixth grade is I believe we have Godley in first, Diggs in second, and Coach Casey Adrian's team from Burleson in third, and then Crowley in fourth. My standings are a little bit different. I have Coach Diggs in first until proven otherwise.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
I've seen that quarterback play. He's
legit. Until proven otherwise. But as we're running out of time, point differential, Godley 155 points differential, Eaton Diggs 145. They play each other tonight.
Wow.
If you're not going to watch these guys play tonight, go watch that game tonight. I believe it's at All Saints tonight. Undefeated team versus undefeated team. I believe the winner of this by far wins the sixth grade 7-on-7. Parents may hate me a little bit. I can't go against Coach Diggs.
No, he's earned that though.
I can't go against him.
He's earned it.
I mean, kind of a Hall of Fame youth coach. I've got Eaton winning this game 32-24 tonight, taking it out. Eaton Diggs is going to finish undefeated. That's it. That is my predictions, folks. If you don't like them, do what Alito Cooper did. Prove me wrong, and you'll be sitting here next week. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us. A blast. Good luck tonight, fellas. Y'all go watch these young men play. It's been MYFA Live After the Whistle. Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.